Welcome to solverfy.
Asking us to go back to numbers 27 and 29 and determine which of those compounds exhibit cis-trans isomerism. So what we're looking for, the two main criteria for cis-trans isomerism are we are looking for a carbon-carbon double bond, and we are looking for functional groups that differ on either side of the bond when rotated about the bond. So this double bond contributes to cis-trans isomerism because functional groups cannot freely rotate about that bond without actually breaking the bond. So let's look at 27A. We do have a carbon-carbon double bond, but if we draw that out, we have two hydrogens, and then we have the rest of the compound here. So we can see 27A does not exhibit cis-trans isomerism because even if we rotated these two hydrogens about that double bond, the compound would still be the same. There would still be a hydrogen on either side of the bond. So 27A does not exhibit cis-trans isomerism. If you look at B and C, on the other hand, you can see that there are very different functional groups on either side of the bond that would change the compound if they were rotated about either side. And the same for B. We have a hydrogen over here, and then we have this methyl group over here, as well as the different functional groups here. So in 27, the only one that doesn't experience isomerism is A. And if we look at 29, I'll just draw out the first to kind of illustrate what I'm talking about. We have a carbon-carbon double bond, and we can have a hydrogen and a methyl group. And the same over here. If we were to draw out the structure of 29A, we could see that if we rotated this hydrogen and this methyl group, we would create two different isomers. One where each of the ethyl groups are on the same side, and one in which the ethyl groups are on opposite sides of the compound. So 29A does exhibit cis-trans isomerism. And B, you see the same thing. You can have this hydrogen over here along with this other group. And there are different functional groups on either side. As well as for C, we have we have two different functional groups on either side of the bond that when rotated create different isomers. So all three of these compounds do exhibit isomerism. The only one that doesn't is 27A because the only groups it has on either side of that bond are those two hydrogens.